Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing the Entrepreneur. We have a very long trait list here, lots of text. Basically, item prices down, harvesting mods up, recycling materials up. But then we have very big drawbacks technically. Damage mods are reduced by 50% and negative 100% of your materials at the start of waves. So that means we cannot carry over materials between waves, right? If we leave a shop with 100 materials, they are gone. So we have to fully spend all our money every single shop. And you might be thinking, harvesting mods increased? Okay, we should go with the support weapon, right? The taser, a little bit too weak. The damage is too low. You won't really have the scaling in a 20 wave run to make this effective, in my opinion. However, something you can make effective is either the shuriken or the knife. They're pretty similar, in my opinion. I do think they can both work really well. In this case, we're going to go ahead and try out the knife. Basically, when you get a tier 4 knife, it goes up to 4 times critical damage. Okay, guys, 4 times the critical damage. So that replaces a lot of this damage mod reduction by just giving you raw stats, right? The knife is really good for its raw stats. That is why we don't tend to take it on a lot of characters, because it's not the best at scaling. It also doesn't necessarily have the best raw stats, but for a starting weapon, and for a precise starting weapon, it kind of does have the best raw stats. That is if you can get to tier 4 knives. A lot of characters can't actually do that in time. We will be taking harvesting. Harvesting, then crit chance, then attack speed is our sort of priority here. But yeah, if you can make it to high levels or high tier knives, they are very good. Okay, we got really unlucky here. Wow, okay. Did we just roll 5 times or 6 times and only find one knife? That's really unlucky. So your run is probably going better than mine already, right? Good for you. But basically, the first two shops, we always see two weapons, and it's about 50% chance to see the weapon you're holding. So every single reroll there, we had about a 50% chance to see a knife. If we miss 5 times, you know, it happened, unlucky, whatever, just keep moving on, no problem. And yeah, that's it. Okay, crit chance, we're just going to take it. Got a knife, again, see knife. Fertilizer is actually quite good. I would recommend buying it if you find it. Fertilizer, wheelbarrow, any of these items that give you a lot of harvesting are actually pretty good and efficient on the entrepreneur. Yeah, simple enough wave rights. We actually have some weapons now, not just one knife, so we can clear out most of the wave without any problem. These early waves should never really be an issue, so I'm not going to say too much about mechanics or anything, right? Just keep going. More harvesting, some attack speed, buy the fertilizer, buy the knife, and keep looking for more knives. A little frog is quite expensive. Oh, landmines, guys. Okay. Normally, you would never take landmines without actual engineering. In our case, we do take this, okay? You should be taking the landmines. I think they're actually pretty good. They have pretty decent base damage, and you will see that they help us clear out enemies. Okay, I just walked into that very blatantly. So my mistake. Go ahead and get this tree. Walk through and clear all these enemies out. Yeah, I'm just walking alongside of them. Trying to clear out as much as possible. We'll come for the tree here. Okay, no loot crate, that's okay. 1 in 5 chance to get loot crates from trees, guys. Don't forget that either. Okay, so this is always a tier 2 upgrade. So we do actually want to look for crit chance or harvesting. Okay, harvesting is what we found first. We're just going to go ahead and take it. Little frog, the banner is not bad at all. Okay, I would actually take it, especially since it's shop 4. Once you get past the first two shops, you don't have to focus on only buying knives. You can buy all the items that are good for you. And the banner is very good for us. So we are taking it. Attack speed is pretty much the most effective damage stat. Attack speed is like the main way to amplify our damage aside from crit chance. So we do need to get some of that. Though the actual main way is to just have upgraded weapons, of course. Okay. You can see our damage is quite low. Our base numbers are not great, right? Because we can't upgrade our damage very much through stats. It's okay, we will get there. Okay, tier 3 upgrades. If you find something usable, you should probably take it. If this were armor, if this were crit chance, attack speed, even melee damage, max HP, I would take it, okay? So we're taking this, of course. And now we want to try and find, okay, lifesteal is not incredible, but I will take it just because it's tier 3 as well. I like how I said that, and then I got one I didn't really want, but it's okay. Still pretty efficient. The snail, okay. The snail is S tier in my heart, and I believe it should be S tier on everyone's list. So if you find a snail, you should probably just buy it. Okay, guys? Trust me on this. I swear I'm not coping. The snail is incredible. Ever since the buff, I've never been more shocked, more impressed. Because the snail only used to reduce enemy move speed by 5%. It made it 8%. That made me very happy. I didn't think it needed a buff, and it got a buff, so I'm still happy. As a player, I'm happy. As someone who wants to be challenged, I shouldn't be happy, but I'm still happy because I love the snail. So, same thing for the baby gecko. It used to do 20% per baby gecko you have, up to 100, right? They made it 25, so you need one less. If anyone plays League of Legends, it's just like how they made crit items go from 20% each to 25% each. So it's like you need one less item to get maxed out on the stat, which feels very nice. And I was mentioning this, if we do find a tier 3 melee damage, I will take it. So tier 3 melee damage early on, we're taking it. Okay, same exact thing, tier 3 melee damage early on, we're taking it, okay? And then let's go ahead and continue looking. We'll take some range. Another banner is okay. Oh, the crown, okay. So just like I said, fertilizer, little frog, coupon, and wheelbarrow, and the crown. These are really, really good items for us. If you find any of these, you should be buying them, okay? You should be buying all of these if you find them. Especially early on, you can get that stacking going really early. It's a big deal. We do have some okay damage, but we don't really want to deal with this. Okay, one of them hatched, unfortunately. As I say, we don't really want to deal with the slashers. Because as you see, he just dealt 10 damage to me from one hit. That is very obnoxious, right? And having to sit here and hit him is not really good for us, because we need to go hit the other X that are spawning. Maybe we can kill it right now. We have a little chance, little window. But you see, it was a sort of... It was a sort of a nuisance for more than 10 seconds, which is not good. So we do just want to go ahead and get rid of those eggs on wave 7. Now it doesn't matter. There's only 5 seconds left. They can do whatever they want. They can hatch. We just want to focus on getting more enemies down for more money. Alright, easy enough. Armor, okay. So at this point we will take a bit of armor. Though actually, I shouldn't recommend that in my... Okay, so guys, when you are on wave 7, you will always see this tier 3 upgrade. All of them tier 3, right? So realistically, you should be looking for harvesting, crit chance, attack speed, any of these. In this case, we found attack speed first. We'll actually just go ahead and take that. And then we have a crown here, some more upgrades. Coffee also really good. Make sure you're taking coffee. Charcoal, -2 harvesting, we're not going to take. We don't want to lose harvesting at this point in the run. Knife and the baby gecko, who I mentioned earlier, my little friend, right? I always buy him when he shows up in my shop. I'm a true friend. I would never abandon the gecko. And wave 8, I don't think you should be struggling here. You will be against chargers, right? Or bruisers, like this one, right? The armored bruiser here. A couple of spitters, and then just some baby aliens moving around chasing you. Overall, I think this wave is pretty simple. I mean, you should have the damage to deal with this if you have been upgrading your knives properly. Because like this wave, right, I might have got a lot of harvesting and whatever, but you can see this wave has nothing to do with that. This wave, all that matters is whether or not you're hitting enemies hard enough. I'm gonna go ahead and try and kill this one. Okay, there we go. I want to get those armored bruisers out of the way. They deal the most damage. That's why I dipped a little below half health there. Also, obviously, our max health is very low. We haven't really taken any max health stats. Okay. Range damage, engineering, and speed we don't need. Good skip. Crit chance is nice. We'll take some crit chance. Another fertilizer. Some speed could be okay, but we have 6%. We don't really need it. Vigilante ring. Okay, guys. So this is reduced by half. I will say I think it's worth it. If you get it before like wave 10, it's probably worth it. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it here. It's actually pretty good. Shuriken and coupon. We'll take the shuriken first. Oh, sorry, we're not playing with shurikens. We're playing with with knives. My mistake. We're gonna skip the tier 4 item. It could be good. I don't think it's necessary. We're just gonna skip it. These are good though. Beanie also quite good. Range is not that important. We have a ton of range already. We don't even need this much. And if you made it to wave 9, you can pat yourself on the back. Maybe get one hand to use one hand to drink some water, drink some tea as you relax, because the wave 9 should be very easy. You're just clearing out a bunch of small enemies. And then you also have a few bruisers that start spawning here around 25 seconds. But they are just bruisers, they're not even armored bruisers, so they're very easy to take out. If you get hit one time though, you will take about 10 damage, right? So don't get hit if you can help it. You have a lot of time to react to their charge. And yeah, I'm just kiting back and kiting around the bruisers. When they charge, I hit them a bit. And then I'm clumping up all the smaller enemies as well. And you can see we made out with about 500 materials. Pretty good. We're going to skip this. More crit chance or more harvesting. So harvesting is actually really effective right now. Especially since we have the crown. We're rolling for something better. Speed is good. We're going to go and take speed, tier 3 upgrade. Combine our knife and buy all of these and start rolling. Okay, another vigilante ring. So like I said, if you get this before wave 10, which is very likely, you should buy one. In this case, we can actually have 2 of them, so we will go ahead and do that. Right, remember all your item prices are really reduced. So we see 24 for something is actually quite cheap for wave 9. We don't need more speed. A plant is okay. I'm going to take that. Some damage percent is also okay now. We can finally start taking some of these stats, right? Whetstone is pretty expensive, but we will buy it. But yeah, you can start taking a bit of damage percent and such now. Especially if you're just losing something like range, it's not really relevant. We don't need that much range. Because even if the damage modifiers are reduced by 50%, that means you're still getting 50% of the modification, right? So we do want to take some damage percent to go alongside our really high crit damage. And I don't know if I said this in an earlier wave, but also it's wave 10, this wave is very easy. It's just a bunch of random spawns across the map. There's no projectiles, as you can see. You really just have to move through the enemies and try to clump them up. Because they are all melee, they will move sort of together and you can easily wipe them out. But yeah, I don't know if I said this, but the knives at tier 4 only need 50% crit chance to be max crit. So that is what we're focusing on, right? Getting to that 50% crit chance and maxing out our knives. Because the difference in the stats, also got another dangerous bunny, is really massive. So here, max HP is probably more effective, but I will take the armor, because I think it's a little bit harder to get armor through items than it is to get max HP. More harvesting is welcome. Go ahead and take that. We can't really take alien eyes, we don't have that much max health. Little frog, okay. Coupon, little muscly dude, this is great, right? Max health and melee damage for range is a really good change. Scar is also quite good. We just lose a little bit of range, no big deal. Keep rerolling. Tractor and wheat. Okay, these are both incredible, right? 2 melee damage for us, because half, and then 10 harvesting, and then 40 harvesting. So it's actually quite a bit better, of course, but we will be taking both. And we could also take this as well. But it's not really worth it, because like I don't know if I said this either, but dodge is not that helpful on Entrepreneur, in my opinion. If you're doing an endless run, then getting maxed out dodge can be pretty good. Just because you have so many stats, right? At some point, just having 60% dodge is just the most effective thing you can do, right? Like, if you have 100 armor in an endless run, you don't need another 100 armor. Just getting 60% dodge is way better. But for us, in our case, 20 waves, we do not want to waste our waves picking up dodge. So focus on the other stats that we need. And you can see our damage is starting to fall off on wave 11 here. That's because we have pursuers spawning now, right? You can see they're ramping speed and they're very tanky. So we will want to get more damage very soon. That is going to be our priority now. We don't want to focus on harvesting too much. If we get the harvesting items, we will buy them, of course. But harvesting from stats is no longer really welcome once we're in the double-digit waves. We want to focus on getting more damage stats. So if there was a tier 3 harvesting, I would skip it. HP regen, I'm skipping. I'd like a tier 3 damage upgrade like this. Damage percent is perfectly fine, we'll take it. Max HP is actually okay. We only have 38 max health, so we will take that as well. Lucky Duck is good. Some tree spawns is okay. More HP regen. Damage percent is good. Knife upgrade. Little Frog is okay. Melee damage, 4-2 harvesting we will take. We'll actually lose more because harvesting mods increase by 50%. So -2 harvesting is actually -3 harvesting. This is still worth it. We have so much harvesting. Do not worry about it. You should be focusing on getting all of your damage stats boosted up. Losing max HP is actually worth it as well. Coupon and an acid. Okay. See, we just got way tankier. Our damage went up to 20%. 9 melee damage, right? We have a lot more damage now. 23 and 3.5 times crit modifier. So we're dealing 81 with our crits on our tier 3 knives now. If you take a bait, you need to be ready for it. Don't zone out. Make sure you're ready to kill the lampreys that spawn. Those are really dangerous, okay? So yeah, just make sure you're ready for that. You can see wave 12 is quite obnoxious. Any wave like this where a lot of enemies are spawning in different locations is not good for us. Because our knives can only hit in one direction, and we don't really have any AoE. We do have... the knives do pierce, of course, but it's a little bit obnoxious. This is why you do want to be tanky, so we have 55 health and quite a bit of armor, right? But see, dodge wouldn't really matter here. Dodge is a little bit too variable. Just having like 5 armor is much better than having like 20% dodge. And yeah, we're just kiting around, doing our best not to get hit by random things. You are going to get hit on this wave, okay? Just make sure you play around the edges. You can stay near the center as long as possible, and then move to an edge and start sort of moving around to avoid getting hit further. Culture is great. We don't need lifesteal. We don't need max health anymore. We really need more damage. Like this tier 3 damage upgrade is great. Lifesteal, enemies, plus, you can see our harvesting went up to 426. Okay, we're getting a ton of harvesting increased every single round. So at this point, we really just want to get the mouse, the tractor, just more things that actually, well, I should say less things that give us harvesting. But if it's an effective item, you should probably just buy it. Damage percent for health, lifesteal is good, lifesteal is good. Just completely ignore minus harvesting, whatever, it doesn't matter. You just want to get tankier and deal more damage. We don't want this, it's not that effective. Wheelbarrow is still pretty good though, and so is the Shady Potion, 36 luck. See, we're at 500 harvesting. We took a bit of negative harvesting items, it doesn't matter. These stats are way worth it. You know, plus melee damage, plus lifesteal. These will keep us alive and help us kill things. And you can see our tier 4 knife, 79% crit chance. We need 21 more, so we do need 50% crit chance. We're very low on crit. We would like to max that out as soon as possible. Because our damage... our damage range is way too wide when we don't have capped out crit, right? As you can see, we deal 144 crit chance, or 144 crit damage with a tier 4 knife. But when it doesn't crit, it only deals, I believe, 26, if I'm not mistaken. So we do want to cap that out ASAP. Oh, sorry, 36, yeah. It's dealing 36 without crit, and then 144 with crit. Also, you can see I'm just staying in the corner. I think it doesn't matter too much how you position. You can move out of the corner like this. I'm just confident in my ability to bait the enemies in and not get hit too much. But playing out of the corner is technically safer. So you could just move around the edge of the map like this. Just, pause when you need to dodge something occasionally, and then, move through the projectiles, right? Just focus on what the enemies do that are near you and avoid them. Again, we do not need more harvesting. We need more crit chance, exactly. Same thing here. We need more crit chance. More crit chance. There we go. We have a ton of money. We want to spend it. Max out that crit chance at 50% minimum. We could actually get to 60% to make our tier 3s have 100% chance to crit. But you can see here we're going to have tier 4 daggers very soon. Pretty much all of them. Let's buy a lumberjack shirt. Let's look a little spiffy. Switch out of our business suit into a lumberjack shirt. Damage and lifesteal is good. Lifesteal for harvesting, melee damage. Another knife. Another shady potion. Another landmine. XP gain for lifesteal. It's actually early. We can take this, most definitely. This is okay to take. The acid is always actually really valuable. Ugly Tooth. Lose a tiny bit of speed to get a speed debuff for enemies on hit. We can buy this as well. Poisonous Tonic is really good. Crit chance, attack speed, and range. All stats we want. We have a ton of lifesteal. We don't need to worry about losing HP regen that much. And now we are against the Monk. This one is a little bit of an issue. He will start shooting projectiles after phase 1 here. He drops 15 eggs and then starts shooting projectiles. And you can see this wave also has a bunch of these small enemies which shoot projectiles. So this wave is really annoying for us actually, because we don't have a good way of dealing with a bunch of enemies like this. But we do have a good way of dealing with the boss, and that is knifing him to death. So we do want to sit here and just kind of hit the boss and clear out some of these projectile shooting enemies when we can, to make our life a little bit easier. And if you can't kill the boss, do not worry about it. Don't chase him. Okay, you will get yourself killed if you chase in the wrong place. You can limit test if you like, but I'm trying to teach you guys, good habits. So in this case, you see the boss is actually getting near us. We can kind of try to get in on close to him. You see we took a lot of damage there already, right? We got hit about 4 times. So we just have to back off. We can't kill him. It's okay. You don't have to kill every single boss. All that matters is killing the boss on wave 20. In this case, getting armor is a big deal. We have almost 70 health, but we only have 2 armor. So armor, huge. We'll take that. Again, armor, huge. We'll take that again. Crit chance, we won't take a tier 2 upgrade. We will take a tier 4 speed upgrade. Tier 4 is great. Buy all of these, buy the charcoal. HP regen is good. Range is good. Knife upgrade. Another dangerous bunny. Do we have 3? Oh, we do. Look, we have 3 dangerous bunnies. So we get 3 free rerolls per shop. The bowler hat is interesting. We definitely don't need it though. It's really overkill. Let's go ahead and look for more knives. Knife. And this puts us at 51% crit chance. Perfect, right? We have 100% chance to crit now. Oh, recycling machine. One of the S tier items for this character. So you love the coupon, right? You love the crown. You love the dangerous bunnies. All of these things you love, right? There's a lot of items you love. This is one of them. Only 49 materials, and it increases the materials you gain from cycling by 35%. That's huge. Shady potion we can take. We get another knife. And a warrior helmet. We can definitely take this. Armor and max health in exchange for a tiny bit of our speed is super worth it. Peaceful bee. If the run was longer, we could actually go for this and start getting more dodge percent. It's really not worth it, but I will take it just to nerf myself. I'm going to handicap myself a tiny bit. Damage percent, losing that a tiny bit is fine, because it's reduced by 50%. But yeah, the Peaceful Bee, you get some harvesting, you get some dodge. In a really long run, optimally, you would like to get capped out dodge, which is 60%. Can't get higher than that on this character, because that is going to make you a lot less likely to die. Also, I'm curious if I went for some endless runs, around what wave would you guys think would be interesting to watch, dude? Because you can see a 20 wave run takes about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the character. So, a 40 wave run might be a little bit long, to be honest. I also wouldn't do that until I made one just regular video. on every character. However, I could eventually do some endless runs where I try to do some silly things. And then maybe I could just make them more edited and show more interesting parts. But yeah, you guys can maybe let me know in the comments. Okay, losing a little bit of luck. I don't actually want more speed though. I will be recycling. We don't need this. This is quite good. And then we roll for some more damage stats. Speed. That's not a damage stat? Okay, you know what? We'll go ahead and take tier 4 harvesting. Sure, why not? And more armor. Okay, let's just cap out our armor. And we bought everything. A cake, a mastery, and then a bunch of armor, right? And let's see, what do we have here? Max HP and regen. We could take that. More regen, but we start at 50% health. That's also not bad, I'm going to be honest. Puts us at 16 HP regen. Go ahead and reroll. Reroll again. Damage and lifesteal. Crit chance and melee damage. We actually lose dodge though. So if we're going for a funny little, 1% dodge at the end of our run, then we probably shouldn't do that. This is good. This is good. The whetstone. Armor and dodge for health is good. Gentle alien is good. Knife, obviously we want to upgrade. Another knife upgrade. Another knife upgrade, but we can't afford it. We also can't afford to reroll. So yeah, you can see we have 4 tier 4 knives, 48 damage, and they crit for 4 times damage, 4 times critical damage. And we hit twice per second, almost. So we are dealing plenty of damage, right? About 400 per second on our tier 4 daggers. Or tier 4 knives, sorry. And the difference is actually massive. Look, our tier 3s only deal 126 on crit. Tier 4s deal nearly 200. So it is a huge difference. That is why you really want to upgrade your weapons fully. And again, during certain boss waves, you might not be able to kill the boss. But at this point, we can kill any boss we run into. So it's just those early bosses, unfortunately, we don't have the damage. Or like, we just don't have the way to kill them. Any way to realistically kill them safely. So we couldn't get those loot crates. But that's pretty much all we're missing out on, right? Just some loot crates, which are not a big deal. Because from this point on, for example, if you played an endless run from here, I think you would be super solid. You'd be crazy set for that run, yeah? Okay, attack speed for damage percent is a good deal. Oh, Baby Gecko, my best friend. Crit chance. We really don't need this, but I will get us to 60%. Why not? Okay, I actually actively do not want to take more speed. So I'm going to go ahead and skip it. And just roll until I get something like HP regen. Sure. Okay. Oh, okay, we got another knife. So you can see we're almost fully capped on knives. Another coffee. We could actually take the blood donation. This item is pretty good, I'm going to be honest. Especially if you're later in the run. And the damage doesn't really matter. You can see how much HP regen and lifesteal we have. Right? We're healing nearly 2 HP per second. So this cannot keep up. But I'm just going to skip it. It's unnecessary. It's very late in the run. Silver bullet is great. More whetstones. Damage percent for range. Alien eyes is good now. Little frog, sure, why not? The robot arm. This could be okay, but you do lose max HP, which I don't like. The frozen heart. So we actually have -1 elemental damage, but this could incentivize us to get a little bit more. Let's just go ahead and buy it. Another whetstone. And that's all our money. We had a ton of money there, if you didn't notice. 1051 harvesting. We are very rich, and we're dealing 208 now with our tier 4 dagger. I keep calling them daggers. I should be calling them knives, because they are called knives. Yeah, our tier 4 knives are dealing 208 per crit. And we do have a 100% chance to crit. So, we are really set on damage, yeah? Just getting more damage percent would be helpful. I do actually think the Entrepreneur, I think I already said this at the start of this video, but I believe the Entrepreneur is one of the strongest scaling characters in the game. Definitely if you go endless. Like, if I handed this run to someone and they were like, you know what, I want to play endless, I'm sure they could go as long as they wanted at this point. You would just try to get your... You would try to cap out your dodge, get some more damage stats, and then just keep buying effective items, right? Like this, for example. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, like for here, I could take dodge instead of attack speed. Obviously, for our run, taking dodge to get us the only 0% dodge is not a good idea. If this were a long run, I could take this. In this case, obviously, attack speed is much better. Just take the attack speed. Now we would like to see not melee damage, but damage percent, actually. Damage percent, perfect. And then armor and dodge, minus max HP, it's perfectly fine. More lifesteal. We actually could have taken that elemental damage as well, but we skipped it. Minus crit chance is fine. We actually have 15% too much crit chance. So we are definitely have way too much. So rip and tear is good. This is a reason to take excess crit chance if you have a longer run, because you can actually exchange it for this, right? Damage for attack speed is not really worth it. I don't want to lose a good stat. Harvesting for damage percent, also not worth it. Look at our harvesting, guys, if you didn't notice. We don't need any more, to be honest. The Greek Fire, also banner is very good. This can be good, I think, if you take the scared sausage. You will start burning enemies, and then this can burn their HP. Little frogs, sure. We'll start taking these items. Piggy bank, sure. This is actually worthless, by the way. But buying it does mean we won't see it in the shop anymore. So it does have one use, right? Technically. Armor for speed. Repost is quite nice. We could just take the helmet. Lose a little bit of speed. Sure, why not? We have 22 armor. Okay, we're against the Mantis. This enemy is quite easy. You can actually stand close to him like this in the first phase. Second phase, dodge his charge. Move behind him. You can run him into the corner like this. You kind of make him go into the corner. Let him walk out, and then wrap around him and make him run into it again. And you can kind of move around the enemy boss like this. That way you won't get hit, and you can keep hitting the boss, So, it's a win-win. That might take a little bit of skill. The other thing you could do is just, phase 1, stand near him. Phase 2, move out of his way. And then, keep it simple, right? And then get close and hit him, and then move out of his way. And just keep doing that. Where are our landmines? I want to see how much damage they're doing at this point. And yeah, at this point in the run, right, the run is over. These slashers are not any danger to us. We don't really care. We can let them all hatch if we want, and nothing will happen. Okay, potato, sure. So yeah, we'll take a potato. Explosion size, sure, why not? For our landmines. Elemental damage, but we do lose a lot of enemies and damage percent, so we'd want to take that. This is great. Damage percent, perfect. Roll, 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 roll. Okay, damage percent. Oh, bloody hand. Okay. We don't need this to win the run. If you do find this, this is very strong, guys, okay? This actually got nerfed. It used to have more lifesteal. But basically 2% damage for every 1 lifesteal you have. You take 1 damage per second. This effect, this passive negative, does not really matter. You will out-heal this stupendously. We heal 10 HP per second, as you can see here, from lifesteal, and 2.33 from HP regen. So we are not scared of taking a tiny bit of damage. To prove my point, I could even take blood donation and take 2 damage per second. 3 damage per second. Okay, let's just do it. Why not? The fairy is not bad here as well. Plus 1 HP regen for every different tier 1 item you have. Minus 3 for every different tier 4 item you have. We actually get 12 HP regen from this. See, our stats are starting to look ridiculous. Max HP, luck, and minus damage percent. Also see the little fairy. This means we haven't taken this yet. So we don't have a copy of it. So we take it. Plus HP regen. Okay? As you can see. And then we can take the panda, why not? Let's just take everything at this point. The run is over. Plus luck, sure. We don't need crit chance though, let's go ahead and skip that. More luck in harvesting. Can we get, sure, let's take a bag. Can we get our final, I'd like to see our final knife upgrade. Damage and lifesteal. Armor, minus damage percent, sure. damage percent, and lifesteal, speed, lifesteal. We still haven't gotten that fourth knife, right? It is actually at 100% crit chance still, because we have 60. So these are at 110. Like I said, the run is really, realistically over. We can even heal through the passive damage taken without doing anything. So we are really safe. I will say, if you don't like the sound, you can turn your audio down. I actually used to play games mostly muted, but since I started making videos, I figured people enjoy hearing the sounds a bit, so I did turn all the sounds on. Oh yeah, and I forgot if I mentioned this as well, but I am going to make my Brotato videos a little bit louder this week. So if you guys notice and you think my voice, or sorry, I'm going to make my voice louder. Listen, people commented and said they thought my voice was a bit quiet. So if you think my voice is still too quiet, I could turn up more. But for this week, I'll probably just turn it up, 10%, 20%, something like that. Turn up my voice a bit. So you guys can let me know how it sounds after that. Okay, 2,330 materials. Speed, lifesteal, sure, let's just take it. We do want to lose speed at this point. Okay, sure, sure. Dodge, sure. We're just kind of taking things at this point, right? We're not really thinking about it anymore. Just spend all our money for fun. Sure, let's just buy 8 harvesting. We have 1900, why not? Seems like a good deal. Damage, attack speed, lose some dodge, sure. No problem. Can I get my final, I want to get my final knife upgrade. Excalibur, wait, what if I just take Excalibur, guys? You know what? Sure, let's take an Excalibur, guys. Why not? -3 armor for every weapon you have. It's legendary. You actually get a massive negative effect from holding more legendary weapons. So usually you should only hold one. But this effect is kind of negligible if you're doing an endless run. So it's a little bit funny. What if we just roll? You know what? I'm tired. Let's just roll, guys, okay? Alright, perfect. We did it. Let's go ahead and go to the final boss. 89 seconds to 86. That took 3 seconds to kill. That was a 7-second final wave. Okay, that's the Entrepreneur. I think this is by far the easiest run I've done so far on the run, or on the channel. So hopefully you guys can follow sort of the general guidelines I gave you and win too. And yeah, I'll show you these really quickly. Coupon 3,500 saved. Crown 7075 harvesting given. 69 damage percent. 449 from the bunny. Anything else? I think that is all. Recycling machine 238. And I believe that's it pretty much. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and next time we will be playing the engineer. Very simple character. You can see we only have a few starting options. But yeah, I hope you guys watch that, and if you like this video, maybe leave a like and subscribe because I would appreciate it. And if you have questions or comments or anything, just leave them below. And yeah, that's it for now. Okay, bye bye.